I'm Sally Hughes. I'm an associate professor in the School of Communication in the Department of Journalism and Media Management, and I also teach in the program in Latin American Studies. It's interesting because when we think of journalists working up in contexts of risk, we think of foreign correspondents in war zones. But actually, when you look at the data in the last 10 years, it's local journalists, often working in what we would consider democracies, but with very high levels of crime, criminal violence, gang violence, as well as low-level civil conflict that account for most of the deaths. Journalists are targeted specifically and in very high numbers because of their function in the public sphere. And unfortunately, Mexico in the last 10 years has gone from a place where journalism was getting much more free, much more independent, to one where multiple pressures, especially from criminal gangs, create high levels of risk. So this study was able to document steps that they're taking, such as self-censorship, company policies of censorship, declining or refusing to do street reporting because of the danger, using social media anonymously to post news that's too risky to publish with their own name or in their own media, and a number of other steps. The sample size is quite large, and so we do feel it's the first time we have a probabilistic sample of journalists in Mexico. We asked them a number of things related to working conditions, journalistic practices, ethics, worldviews, influences on work, and also steps that they've taken to protect themselves, because Mexico over the last decade has become a very risky place to practice journalism. Basically, we're providing both systematic data, systematic information, as well as visibility to a process that has been really only the stuff of anecdotes and press reports based on individual interviews with journalists, which have been very helpful. But what we can say is that it will both provide systemic information about what's going on behind the scenes and be used by groups in civil society and by policymakers to figure out what to do.